My personal take on him, he gets overlooked so much of the time, and a lot has to do with the average. But really, how many shortstops are capable of hitting 27 homers? I mean, legitimately hitting 27 homers. Just to give you an idea, only 5 did that last year, only 1 in 2015, 0 in 2014, and again, 0 in 2013. Now, that's including Tulo in his prime and all of the baby boomers. Again, nobody's really doing it at that position. Of course, the tide may, be turning and changing with all the influx of young superstars that are starting to take over at short, but it's still an elite power output, and it's something he's fully well capable of doing, at least reaching that 20 plateau again. Maybe the 27 is a little bit out of reach, but we'll see. I think he's got that kind of power. He's going to be 26 this season. Additionally, what else? He stole 10 bags. It's not an elite number, but only 9 shortstops stole 10 or more. So he basically just made that mark. So he's not going to kill you there. He's going to contribute a little bit here and a little bit there. He's played in 155 and 159 games the last 2 years. As I mentioned, he's 26. He'll be 27 in September. And what else he has going for him, his eventual replacement potentially in Franklin Barreto is not close to being ready. So this guy doesn't really have anybody barking at his heels. I'm going to turn it over to you, Ralph. But one thing I wanted to also point out about Semien is that while his K rate remained the same, his walk rate has increased, and his BABIP was horrible at 268, which of all qualifying shortstops, only Danny Espinosa and Alexi Ramirez were worse. So I think there is some room to think that Semien has a very good floor, and the ceiling maybe still hasn't been scratched.
Well, it's funny. Simeon's one of these guys, I can't figure out what the hell to make of him. And for a lot of the reasons you mentioned, I've never been so not excited about a shortstop coming off a 27-10 season. And I think a lot of it has to do with, number one, shortstop position all of a sudden had a huge influx in talent. And for some strange reason, whether it was juice balls or not, baseballs are flying all over the place. Didi had 20 home runs last year. Freddie Galvis, for Christ's sakes, had 20 home runs last year. And then you look at something like Simeon's RBI total. He had 75 RBIs, which would have been, I think, first or second among shortstops in 2015. Mm-hmm. He barely cracked the top 10 last year. So it just shows that position's a lot deeper than it has been in a long time. But there's also some troubling stuff, because he's a guy that, though his walk rate went up and his strikeout rate went down, he actually was swinging at more pitches in and out of the zone, swinging and missing at more pitches in and out of the zone at that. His hit tool actually got worse. He stopped hitting as many line drives, started hitting a lot more fly balls, popped up a lot more, made a lot less opposite field contact, so he was pulling the ball a lot more, which is one of the reasons that his BABIP was actually as bad as it was. I know that I think it's Alex Chamberlain over on Fangraphs actually does estimated BABIP, and his estimated BABIP was actually within 4 points of what his actual BABIP was at the end of the season. So this actually might be a guy where this is exactly the kind of hitter he is. The swing and miss stuff obviously wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's just why on surface you looked at the BABIP, you said, hey, his walk rate was 8 or 9, which is pretty good. His strikeout rate was only 22%, which is also not all that bad, especially in this day and age. But he hit 230 something. So maybe he's just a 240, 250 hitter. Potentially, I think the speed's gone down a little bit from what it was. Now, with that said, there's still a lot of upside with this guy. He certainly does have 20-20 sort of potential. If he was to run enough, the A's are one of the bottom 5 least run-friendly teams or whatever offenses in the league. They were the only team in that bottom 5 that wasn't a playoff team. It's usually indicative of a bad team, as they'll take more chances because they have worse guys trying to move them along. So maybe that changes this year. Maybe he runs a little bit more. Maybe he has, 18 steals to 20 steals, and his home runs go down to maybe, 20 or so. Some of the other stuff didn't look all that bad. I think he certainly has power, certainly has speed. But I think he's kind of on the fringe of the top 10 of the position.
Well, he's definitely outside of that. He's currently being drafted as the 15th shortstop all the way down in the 17th round. So My take on that is, hey, even if you don't like him as your shortstop, this is maybe the best middle infielder you can get at a discount. I think he's fully capable of putting up at least 25 homers and stealing at least 10 bags again. And you know what? At that point, if you're giving me those numbers and playing 150 plus games, you could take the average. You know, I don't think it's going to be below 238. You hope it's not going to be below 238. So if that's the worst, it's going to be 240, but you're going to give me 25 and 10, and I'm going to get you in the 17th round to be my middle infielder and
Sure.
backup shortstop. I don't know how you can go wrong there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value with Semien. I want to call him Seaman and just make bad jokes about it, but I'm on Razzball. What can I say?
You could do that. We had the whole football season to do that with a Denver quarterback. So now we have a whole summer to do it again. All right. So I think we agree that Semien is a decent option. Certainly not one that's going to kill you.